You don't need more time management strategies. You don't need a different diary system. You don't need to find yet another system to manage your workload. So how come you still feel so overwhelmed by everything that goes into building your business? I'm here today to tell you that most capable business owners don't need more ideas, don't need more strategies, and definitely don't need more techniques to help you to do more. The challenge is almost always that you're already doing too much. You're putting the pressure on yourself to be the person who knows about absolutely everything in your business. You need to be the expert in everything. You need to be able to answer every single customer question. The buck must always stop with you. But actually what that means is there's a real danger that you are becoming the blockage to your business. Now, when you first started your business, I would put good money on the fact that you did not want to create something that took all of your energy and all of your brain space 24/7. I'm pretty sure you wanted to create something that gave you a great life, a business that you were proud of, and it felt fulfilling and exciting, and yes, perhaps hard work, but not absolutely all consuming. So what is the switch that you need to make to turn your business into something that moves away from being exhausting and overwhelming to being manageable, to having natural ease and flow, and to feeling really rewarding? I'm going to share with you today 3 tips or 3 changes in thought process. More so, they're not actions for you to take because you know all the actions already. These are real shifts in your thinking to move you away from how do I manage my actions into how do I build a successful business that I can be the leader of. So the first thing you really need to think about is creating space to allow yourself to think differently. When you're absolutely in the thick of everything every day, it's incredibly hard to think strategically. If you're delivering work constantly, if you're in meetings all day every day, how are you going to create a growth plan and really think forwards to what needs to happen in the next 6, 9, 12 months? You just don't have the energy or the mental capacity for that. So the first thing you really need to think about is, how do I build more thinking time, more strategy time into my business so that I can really focus on the future opportunities and really looking to build it instead of just getting stuck on how do I make this work easier today? So that's the first thing. Really think about building time for strategic thinking. The second thing is massive, and it sounds very simple in one little sentence, but the second thing is learning to let go and accept help. Now, again, yes, there are specific actions you can take for this, but the pivotal thing is accepting it. Accepting that in order for your business to grow, you can't be the person that knows everything and that does everything and that controls everything and that has responsibility for everything, because then you just stifle things. You also have to accept that other people know more about certain things than you. Now, can you trust people to do things in the exact same way that you would? At first, no, but that's where you bring in systems and processes and support and management and communication. There are lots of tools and lots of ways that you can build all of this into your business. But the primary thing for you to consider there is making that decision that says, I recognise I need to accept help. I recognise that there are things in my business that other people could do better than me, or not even better than me. They could do 90% or 80% as well as me. But actually that might be enough, because that will give me back strategic time. It will give me back time to be the MD in my business instead of just being the doer all day, every day. Now, this might be about thinking about how your team can help you, how external suppliers can help you, how you could outsource certain things. It might be that you need to get help from somebody like me who can be a sounding board, a brainstorm partner, and an accountability buddy for you as well. There are so many different ways that you can get help to grow your business, but the very first step is accepting that asking for help and accepting it is actually a real sign of growth. It's a very strategic decision to make. It's absolutely not a sign of weakness. And then the third thing to bear in mind is You already have all these skills that you need. You might be thinking, who am I to be the boss of a business? Who am I to be an MD, a chief exec, or even to think about that? But you took the decision down the line to build your own business, to go it alone, to start something individual and unique in your name and in your personality. Everything you've done in your life has got you to where you are right now. You are a massive toolkit of skills. So you're absolutely capable of making this shift away from being a worker, a delivery person, a supporter of customers, to being the person who is actually the MD or the chief exec of your business. You absolutely can do this. And when you allow people to help you, then it gives you the opportunity to really step into being the boss and not just that doer. So 3 great tips for you this week, and they're very much more about your mind and your approach to business rather than tips and techniques and strategies that will keep helping you make tiny improvements. But these mind shifts we're talking about today will really make the shift. So create space for strategic thinking. Learn to let go and accept help from other people, and stop thinking about yourself as the person who does the stuff and really start thinking about yourself as the boss, the chief exec, the MD, because that will make a massive shift for you. If this sounds tempting, if you can tell that this is where you're at, but you really need to help, you need some help to help you take that next step, then get in touch with me at tayloreat.co.uk and let's talk about exactly how I can help you do that.